Okay, I said I was gonna maybe do a cooking demo and I was still gonna figure out how to do it, but I'm about to make dinner and I thought, if you wanna see what I'm making, you're welcome to join me. This is a variation of a brown lentil soup that I have in Color Me Vegan, which you can go and check out. But this is pretty much just a vegetable lentil soup. So I'm using a variety of different things that I have in the cupboard and in the refrigerator, and I'm just gonna do this. And if you have any questions, I will try to answer them, but I'll point down here so you can see what I'm doing to prep. And there might be a cute little cat walking behind me at some point. Where's she go? There she is. There's a cute cat right there. There's a cute cat. You gonna help me, Chico? You gonna help? No. She just wants to be cute. That's all. So if you have any questions, let me know. I'll take a look at the comments while I'm doing this. But basically, I'm starting with, I have 1 yellow onion, and I'm just chopping it. I have water already in a pot, just about a 4-quart saucepan. You don't need like a massive soup pot. I'm not making like a huge batch, but this will be enough for 2 meals for 2 people. So this will make about 4 to 6 servings. And just chop it finely, roughly, whatever you want. So 1 yellow onion. And I said in the podcast episode, I just recorded on essential pantry and refrigerator staples that an onion is always in my refrigerator. Well, not an onion, several onions. Okay, so I already have a pot here. Can you see? Let me move this massive paper towel roll. We still have so many paper towels from before we became zero waste. David used to shop in bulk. It's ridiculous. So here is my pot. There's water already in that pot. And I'm just going to let that water heat up. And then I'm going to put my onions in it. Hey, everybody. Hey, Donna. Good to see you. How are you doing? Aw. You're so close, but you're so far away. So the onions would go in first. You don't have to be religious about this. Donna, it's like you're back in the cooking classes again. Donna used to come to my cooking classes, Donna and Fred, many, many years ago here in Oakland, right, Donna? That was a long time ago. This is just like I'm teaching my cooking classes again. Jamie, did you say refrigerator? I never keep my onions in the fridge. Isn't that interesting? I do. I don't know that there's benefits or detriments. That's where I keep my onions. I would say, and I even keep my potatoes in the refrigerator. I think that I go through them so quickly that I don't think there is a problem or not doing one way or the other. A lot of people don't keep their potatoes in the refrigerator. I do. I don't know. I just find that they sprout too quickly when they're in the warm kitchen. I've got my compost pail right here that you can't see right out of camera. That's so funny. Yeah, I definitely keep my onions in the fridge. I do. Now I've got garlic here. Obviously I've got, I don't know, I'm not measuring, about 5 cloves of garlic. And you can throw these in a little food processor to chop up more quickly. You can also use something like a microplane. You can also use something like a garlic press if you want to. So whatever you'd like. I'm just going to chop this really finely. Michiko. Now, if you were not here with me right now, I would have my headphones on listening to a podcast. David's upstairs working, obviously working from home. And if you were in the kitchen right now, you'd be able to smell the onions and the garlic because they're awesome. So I'm just using everything I have in the cupboard and in the refrigerator that would make sense for the soup. I was a little surprised I didn't have more brown lentils. I do have red lentils, but they don't really lend themselves to this kind of smokier, heartier stew. Red lentils are much nicer for a lighter kind of soup that I would use like apricots with. There's a red lentil apricot stew that I have in Color Me Vegan also, and that's really delicious, but I wouldn't use red lentils for this. So just chopping the garlic really roughly. You can make it as fine or coarse as you like. I like it rough. Okay, that was weird. Make sure I'm not missing any questions. Okay, good. So usually you want to start with your garlic and ginger and onions. I'm not using ginger, but I said ginger because that's what you would start any soup with as well. And just throw them in your pot. Give it a little stir. You can even cover that up. And then the other favorite starter is carrots. Now, the other thing I'd be doing if you weren't watching is I'd be eating all these carrots. And I'd be snacking on the onions as well. Does anybody else eat raw onions? Because I really like raw onions. So one thing that's really important, I talk about a lot, is if you don't have the right tools, you're not going to enjoy cooking. So having the right knife, having at least one good knife, having a good cutting board, having a way to sharpen your knives. I'm about to sharpen this again in a second because the way you cut yourself is if your knife is not sharp and you slip, and that's how people cut themselves. It's not because their knives are too sharp, it's because they're too dull. So I'm just going to give this a little sharpening. Why are you just off camera, Michiko, and being cute? So you can just use kind of one of these, you know, sharpeners. We've also gotten our knives sharpened professionally. There's our farmer's market actually has a service where you can bring your knives and they sharpen them. We also found a service that come and pick up your knives and sharpen them for you and then deliver them back to your house. But I just think it's just easier to, I don't know, sharpen them myself because I go through them so quickly and they lose their sharpness so quickly. You don't want to do that. And again, you can make these carrots as fine or as thick or small as you like. You can even throw them in the food processor. But when I say that it doesn't take long to do this prep, I mean it, because this is going to take me about, I don't know, 10 minutes to throw everything in. And I'm moving quickly because I don't want to waste your time, but also because I want to go to the living room and read. I want to curl up with a good book and a cup of tea. And then David and I are going to go for a walk. And then we're going to have some wine. So there you go, chopped carrots. Throw it in. You can just see that that's, onions are getting soft, garlic's getting soft, carrots are running away. I also have some curly kale here that earlier I had already pulled off of the stem. I wasn't even sure what I was going to be doing with the curly kale, but I just knew that I was going to do something with it, whether I was going to make kale chips or whether I was going to put it in, make a salad with it, or I decided that I'm going to put it in the soup. So this is what I mean when I say always prep vegetables, kind of put them in your refrigerator already cut up because you never know how you're going to use them. So that's the carrots, the onions, the garlic. Does anybody else here eat raw garlic? Because I love that. Raw onions and tomatoes with avocado. Yeah, right on. Raw onions. Love it. Now here's the brown lentils that I'm using. You can pick through your lentils and make sure there's no, sometimes there's little pebbles. Look, there's a cat. I knew that was me. She's got a cute little tail. Oh, and I'm going to get some cumin. Let's see, I'm going to get some coriander, cumin, and I might even get my little chipotle chili powder. So that's in here. Ooh, that's really good. I'm going to do that as well. What do you think, Michiko? Coriander? What do you think? That's a good start. Maybe I'll put a bay leaf in as well. Did I say cardamom? I meant like coriander. Anyway, so here's what I'm pulling from the spice rack. So I think this is cumin, but I will know in a second. No, that's not cumin. That's cumin. This is probably, that's more like coriander, which I'm not going to put, well, but that's cumin, really. Woo! Chipotle chili, because why not? This is a really great herb combination that we have from Oaktown Spice Shop. And what's also really nice is a couple bay leaves. So bay leaves are really nice in any soup. Just make sure you pull them out before you eat the soup. And it's always nice to just kind of split them a little bit so that the fragrance comes out. So this is pretty much ready to be seasoned. So I'll put some cumin in. Now I'll be really honest, if I had truffle salt or truffle oil right now, I would also be including that in this soup because truffle oil really lends itself to brown lentils. I'm putting in some chili powder because I can. I'm putting in these herbs. I mean, you can do any combination of herbs. This is just like basil, oregano, some lemongrass, that kind of thing. I'll put a little coriander in. Why not? Any questions? Cute cat. Oh, don't touch my face. Oh, yeah. Well, it looks like a spice closet. The entire closet is not for spices, but there is one rack of spices. I do touch my face. I haven't left the house today, so I feel pretty okay about that. And I will be washing my hands before my husband and I eat the soup. But yeah, we've been isolated together for over 2 weeks now, so I think we're both pretty safe together. So just to show you, that's got the spices and the herbs mixed in there. And now I'm going to throw everything else in. I can throw the kale in right now. I'll point this down so you can see better. But the kale just got thrown in. You know what I was thinking of adding as well? I've got a bowl of sweet potatoes, and I do bake these or put these in the air fryer. If you listen to my episode on 5 favorite foods, you would have heard me talk about sweet potatoes and what I do with them, the Japanese sweet potatoes. But I think I'm just going to add it to the soup as well because why not? So obviously I'm going to peel them. If you don't want to peel them, you don't have to, but I prefer sweet potatoes. If they're going in a soup, I want them peeled. The skin is a little coarser. If I put these in the oven and bake them and then put them in the air fryer, I don't peel them at all. I love the skin, but I don't know. For the soup, I want this to be kind of smoother. So I'm peeling this particular skin, but you don't have to. And you know what? Tomorrow, maybe I wouldn't peel, but today I'm peeling, so don't judge me, right? Compassion and kindness, please, no judgment. Now, sweet potatoes are they are sweeter than like a yellow Yukon Gold, so I don't want to use too many because I think it would be a little too sweet. But there you go. And make sure with any kind of vegetable you're adding, just make sure that they're uniform size. I could probably have made those a little bigger, but now that I've done them that size, I want all of them to be the same size. There are some folks doing tree work right next door, and I hear some really distracting sounds. I keep thinking someone's rubbing up against my house. All right, so now I have the kale in. I'm going to put the potatoes in, and I'm going to put the lentils, and I'm going to put some quinoa in as well. But it's time to get some water in, or broth. You can use either one because it's going to start to burn. Get some water in just to calm that down. Any questions? Let me see. My dream kitchen right here. Love libraries, lentil soup with lemon. Oh my gosh. Is my... I thought it was steaming up. My dream kitchen. Oh, you're sweet. I want truffle oil. I want it right now, Amelia. What's up with that? Yeah. So what about southern sweet potatoes, the yam types? Would they taste okay? Yeah, they would be good in this. They're softer. The Japanese sweet potatoes and even a Yukon Gold, they're just a lot heartier. The yams are going to be a lot sweeter. I just don't want a soft yam in this because it's going to be soft enough with the lentils. So again, I'm going to put in the brown lentils right now. This looks like about 1.5 cups to me. And then I've got some quinoa. When I went to the store the other day, they didn't have just the white quinoa. They had the rainbow quinoa. So I'm going to put in, I don't know, 1/2 cup of the quinoa. And what I didn't put in was my bay leaves. I'm going to put 2 bay leaves in. I'm going to wait. I'm going to put my liquid in first. So let me put some water in. And some salt. So we take these back to their closet. Coriander. That would be good. That would be chili. I hope it has some more basil. What did I say I needed? What did I say I needed? I also needed something else. What did I say I needed? So I'm adding about 8 cups of water, maybe a little less, we'll see. Let me see how much. This is about 8 cups. And yeah, I think about, maybe you can see here, I think about 8 cups. I think that's actually perfect. Oh, I was getting salt. So I think that's perfect. You can see that it's just about full, and that's going to be enough water for the lentils and the quinoa to soak up the water. Now, I don't want it too thick. I want there to be some broth, so I may wind up adding a little bit more water later, but that's going to be enough to absorb the lentils, absorb the quinoa. I'm going to put some salt in. I'm going to add some more basil. I decided last minute. Here's my bay leaves, just cracking them in. I'll take them out before I obviously serve it. It's going to take forever if I don't take this top off. And that's it. I'm ready for dinner. That's a lot of basil, but that'll be delicious. So that's it. The only thing it's missing is truffle oil. So I'll get some salt. So that's it. That's how fast it is. I had the kale prepped, but that was it, right? Everything else I had to prep. And what did this take me? How long have I been on? 9 minutes? That's how long it took me to prepare this. And I did it pretty quickly, and I did it while I was talking to you. So it doesn't take that long. Eggplant.